Welcome to the Waldorf GridIron Club Podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret gridiron bunker beneath Volsdorf Field. Now, let's meet the captains of today's podcast.
Welcome to this edition of the Waldorf GridIron Podcast. You folks that are our avid listeners may notice that I sound a bit funny.
Yeah, you weren't kidding about that oyster in the throat.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what. God bless the American farmer. I love him, and I would never change a thing. But every year in the fall, my allergies decide that it's you or me, pal, and it's them every time.
Every time.
So yeah, I might sound a little bit like I'm on like a 3-pack of Marlboro Reds a day. No, don't do that.
You're gonna go all out.
Well, yeah, exactly. We might as well hit some Lucky
Cowboy
Strikes.
Killers, yeah.
Hit some Lucky Strike.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Unfiltered.
This podcast is brought to you by Marlboro.
And Lucky Strike. Exactly. No, it's not.
It's not brought to you. We don't have any sponsors.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we got a couple. We have a couple great guests with us tonight. We've got number 26, senior Tyler Hopp, with us tonight, as well as a number 80, a freshman, Kadin Abele, a tight end for the Warriors. Tyler, he hails from Donaldson, Iowa. Went to Central Lee High School, played for the Hawks, number 20.
Yep, that is correct.
Okay, you can nod all you want. I can't see that.
Yeah. Neither can the listener.
Right. So Donaldson, how big a town we talking?
It's a pretty small town, pretty tight-knit community of about like 850, 900 people. So, yeah, everybody knows everybody, that's for sure.
So does most people in Donaldson work over in the prison, Fort Madison?
Probably
quite a few.
There is quite a few, and a lot of my friends are actually work there now. But, I know quite a few people that do work at the prison.
Cool. So, for those of you that don't know, Donaldson, Iowa is just straight west of Fort Madison, the oldest penitentiary. Wow, that's a whole new word, penitentiary.
Yeah.
West of the Mississippi.
In the beard of Iowa. I call that the beard.
Yeah, right down there.
Mm-hmm.
Not far from Missouri.
You know. Do you know why that part of the state is that far south?
No, I'm not sure.
But that's where you're from?
Yeah.
Andy, you spent some time in Missouri. Do you know why?
It was the other side of the state, man. Sorry. If we would annex the top two tiers or the bottom two tiers of Iowa into the state of Missouri, it would increase the median IQ of both states.
Yes. The first two bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's how we said it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it actually worked the other way. I don't know about the IQ part. But the reason that's a little dip down there on the south is because of the honey war. So when Missouri was its own little territory, and Iowa was part of the Missouri territory, we had our little what we thought was our border, and then they thought it was their border. So Missouri they started taxing our farmers, and they were saying, "No, you're our farmers." And it went to the Supreme Court. The guys were going to go with pitchforks and guns and going to go to war. Turns out, actually, Missouri was right. So they established that line permanently, and that's why it's just a little.
That's great.
See, that's the kind of stuff you'll learn when you listen to this type of stuff. The honey war. If nothing else, go to war for honey.
Might as well.
This podcast is brought to you by Subi Honey
and Marlboro.
And if you dip your cigarettes in honey,
it won't taste so
it'll
bad.
prevent the cancer.
Oh, no, it won't. All right, so Tyler, your senior year with Central Lee, you were 4 or 5 football-wise. You were 4 of 5 passing for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, actually, that all came in the last game of the season. Actually,
2 touchdowns passing in the last game of the season.
Yeah, I was running back, but we put in a couple running back passes, halfback passes. And that.
So who did you play the last game? Did you have to pull out the trickeration?
It was Davis County, and my senior year we weren't the best, and they weren't the best either. So we tried to pull everything out that we had, and it didn't quite work that well.
Also, you said you're running back. You had 120 carries your senior season for 665 yards and 5 touchdowns. and 35 tackles on the defensive side of the ball. That was just your senior year, and then you come up to Waldorf to play on the defensive side.
Well, actually, my freshman year, I started, I came in as running back, and my whole freshman year, I played for Waldorf as running back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They brought you up here as a running back and said, hey, this guy's getting some size on him. Let's put him on the outside.
You know, we could put you as a running back and move you to punter. It's been done.
Yeah.
Brigette, that's what happened to him. Hey,
that's right.
You like running?
Yeah.
Start kicking.
And he did run after our podcast.
Yes,
in
he
that
did.
game. Yeah.
29-yard scamper.
Yeah.
That was not a called play.
Well, I believe that, but he did pretty well the first down.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was impressive.
It was. So, let's see. Senior year for Tyler. Let's shift over to baseball. You hit your senior season, you hit 463, 28 singles, 6 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs. Your on-base percentage was .522, which landed you in the first team All-State in Class 2A in baseball.
All right.
This guy right here.
All right.
Baseball, too.
Yeah.
So you probably could have played baseball for the Warriors.
Yeah, honestly, I got several buddies on the baseball team now, but coming to Waldorf, I really thought about it. But I also thought about I'm there for school as well, so I knew if I was in 2 sports, and school probably wouldn't be too hot for me.
Right, right. That's for sure.
Yeah, and so
Pretty good baseball stats, though.
Those are great stats.
Yeah.
So moving on to another sport for Tyler, you were a track athlete, and so I was looking at the school's all-time records. Our guy Tyler here, he has got the 7th fastest time in Central Lee High School history, in the 100, the 4th fastest in the 200, and the 4th all-time in the long jump.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long?
19 feet, 1.5 inches.
Oh.
Not that far, but
Yeah.
Well, that's what it said in the record book.
That's pretty good, though. I mean, I don't know if I could jump 19. I know I can't now.
I couldn't do that anymore either.
Yeah. Exactly. Maybe with one of those little springboards.
Right.
Boing.
Yeah.
That'd be great. It'd be fantastic.
I would like it. That would be fantastic. That was
Yeah, and then just to
there.
round out, and again, this is rounded out. I'm jumping all over
Yeah.
the place. Yeah, your senior season in basketball, you scored 149 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are over.
Multi-sport athlete.
Yeah, 4 sports, it sounds like.
How important is that, do you think, to the just general? I mean, granted, small school, you kind of have to do everything, or they don't get a team.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
just rounding yourself out as an athlete, do you think that going through multiple sports really helps?
Yeah, I think playing it definitely keeps you in shape and keeps your body active. And going from sport to sport, it just keeps you focused and motivated. And I know in high school, it really kept me motivated in the classroom as well, because like if I'm playing a sport, I know I have to have good grades in order to, if I'm in that sport, I have to have good grades in order to play the sport. So that helped me in the classroom quite a bit.
That's good. That's good. That's obviously if you don't excel in the classroom, you're not going to be able to have much of a shot on the field.
Well, it teaches you how to manage your time, and that's something that I've found
100%.
with people that have multiple activities going on. Keeps them out of trouble, and you have to get the grade to keep doing what you want to do. So good.
Absolutely. Well, we'll shift over here to our guy Kadin, a tight end for the Warriors. Right up the road, Lake Mills, Iowa. You're not the first. Well, actually, technically, he would be the first Lake Mills guy. Now, because we had Throne on.
Yeah, but he's from Emmons. No, Scarville. Vingy. Yeah, just up the road from the Vinge.
Yeah, Brigette was from Emmons. He went to Lake Mills.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So,
In elementary school.
yeah. Yeah, and then he went up to Holden Conger.
Yep.
So you wore number 24 for the Bulldogs when you were in high school, when you were playing football. Your senior year, you had 33 receptions for 858 yards and 13 touchdowns. Those are huge numbers.
Yeah.
Did you get any All-State or honorable mention or anything like that? I'm sure you got some district stuff.
Yeah, I got first team all district, and I got second team all state, junior and senior year. So, yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, it is.
That's real big. You also had 55 tackles. So you played a little bit on the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs up there.
Yep.
You also, your senior season, you started all 27 basketball games. Now, Tyler's sitting there saying, they play 27? Well, you also, you guys lost in the state semifinals.
Yeah.
Senior against Grandview Christian.
Yep. Yeah, they're a good team.
Well, you guys
You
guys
guys were a
came in
good
with
team.
one loss, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, who'd you lose
We
to?
lost to Newman that year
Oh gosh,
earlier. So
Newman.
yep.
Newman.
Seinfeld reference.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, have you seen that? Have you ever heard of that show?
Nope.
It was a TV show back in the day.
you haven't heard of Seinfeld?
Okay.
Love it.
Listen, we've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now I don't want to bring up bad memories, but Kadin is a miracle child, right?
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this, don't
Yep,
you?
yep, I do.
Why don't you tell me the story?
Okay.
So I think it was in 2009.
You were 8.
I was 8 years old. So 2011. It was in 2011. It was after school one day. Me and my brothers got off the bus, walked down our driveway, and our dad told us to stay away from this huge hole he had dug because he's burying like a pig shed, but he needed more dirt, so he dug a big hole. He told us to stay away, but we didn't listen, obviously, because we're curious little kids.
Of course you didn't.
So we went in the hole, and we got bored, and we were about to head out. And Lane said, "Let's climb this dirt wall." So I said, "All right." He went up first. I followed him, and he got to the top, and I was like halfway up, and it was like a 15-foot dirt wall.
Yeah.
And he dropped a rock between his legs, like behind him, like facing the other way. He didn't know I was like still climbing the wall, and it hit me on top of my head and like shattered my skull.
A 35-pound rock.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
35-pound rock right to the melon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Courtney Woogie's got
wow.
nothing on Kadin.
Yeah, that.
I mean, he took a post
Wow.
pounder to the head.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, and so they like had to drill a hole
on this podcast. He
Yep.
took a post pounder to
Yeah,
the head.
but they like had to drill a hole in your skull.
Yeah, they had to do a whole bunch of stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You remember anything about that time?
It was a long time ago, but yeah, my memory's a little rough, but I do remember some things. Yeah, I remember about passing out when they shaved my head at the haircut place, and I could see all the stitches and staples and everything. I about passed out because I just couldn't handle it. But yeah.
You were 8? No,
I was
that
8 years
11.
old.
Yeah, he was 8 years
8
old.
years old. Yep.
That was
2011.
11 years ago. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you know, and we didn't throw this together. I think yesterday, Coach asked you guys later in the day,
Yep.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was scrambling around over my lunch hour today trying to find stuff, and you know, I could only come up with stats, but I mean that's not a big deal. But I saw that story.
Oh, right.
You type in, you know, Kadin Abele, Lake Mills, Iowa, and then Miracle Boy. Like, oh wait a minute now, what's this about?
You made it. You don't have like a fontanelle that's still in your head, like a soft spot.
No.
I probably wouldn't let you play on the football team. If
No,
you did
yeah.
that. You got like a special helmet or anything that you got to wear?
No.
It's all growing back together?
Yep.
Everything's good.
Yep.
Oh, that's
My
awesome.
first year though, they did give me one of the nicer helmets.
Oh, yeah.
The first year I was back, so that was nice. But yeah.
Just the first year, though?
The first year I was back, but then
They're
I figured I was all
that's
right.
fine. Give it to
It'll be
this fella."
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
Well, that is a blessing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Sure
supposed to be here playing football, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, so why don't you have your head shaved?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's
cool,
where they
but-
drilled a hole in my skull.
I don't know if chicks dig scars on the head, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Scars are a lot like tattoos, but they have better stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you get that? Well, but that one, though, you're
Yeah.
like, how'd you get that
Not a very
tattoo?
cool
And be
story.
like, well, I was in a knife fight on a train station in Philippines or something cool like that. And instead, you're like, what I was doing was I was trying to climb up this dirt wall. And was it your brother?
Yep, my
Just
brother.
dropped a rock on my head.
Yep.
Thanks, Lane. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Tyler, you got any really cool scars? You get any great injuries when you were a kid?
Yeah, what
Nothing
happened?
like that. Nothing compared to that. That's crazy.
It is. isn't it?
You can't have everybody be a miracle child. You know.
So, Kadin, what's it like? I mean,
Yeah.
you're just up the road. Your family can get here to the games. You know, you're one of the few freshmen that have dressed all the games for Waldorf. Because obviously you have a lot of upside potential. There's a couple people in front of you.
Well, you got hops. I know you can jump.
There's hops right here.
No, I know that hop. You can jump. I was trying to sound cool like a kid.
Oh,
It
oh
doesn't
yeah,
work.
that was.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Did it work? Didn't work for
no,
you.
No, hip train left a
Yeah.
long time ago,
Oh,
pal.
man, that's right. Remember? Yeah, it was running on steam. Okay. You can jump. I know you can jump. They had a good basketball team, but then, you know, I watched you, play football. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was here, but I mean, I remember, you know, you can jump.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have you on that tight end side.
So I looked. You weren't a golfer.
No.
No, because they
We did have a good golf team, though.
Yes, you did.
Good
Yeah,
golf team.
state champs.
Yeah.
You know, wow. I was kind of hoping we could lead in with that as well for him. Yeah, state champion. Yeah, and we got a first team all-stater over here.
Yep.
You know, all this other stuff.
Well, it doesn't always pan out, but I mean, he did get hit with a rock, so there's that.
So, what's it like growing up in Donaldson? Have you always lived there?
Yeah, I've lived there my whole life. I don't live actually in Donaldson. I live a couple miles outside of Donaldson.
On
Farm
a
kid?
farm.
Yeah.
Because that would explain the precision planting hat you're wearing.
Yep. Actually, that's a friend's company. Actually,
Really?
But yeah, both
Okay.
my grandparents, sets of grandparents, are grown up on farms, and so I was pretty much raised on a farm. I was always over at one of their places. So
Good. What kind of crops? Corn and soybeans, the usual? Any livestock?
we had cattle there for a little bit on my hop side, and but that got a little too much. There's only me and my grandpa and my dad and uncle that were really got into all that stuff. So, and then my grandpa got old enough to where, and then we got busy, so we kind of got rid of those and just.
Caring for when did you get rid of them? How old were you?
I was probably 7th or 8th grader, probably.
Okay. All right. I feel like that, if you have livestock, then you have that experience with just moving them, it does make you a pretty, it does help develop some skills on the football field. I've always said that wrestlers do better if they can move, grab hogs and, do the castration part. Like if you can hold an animal down to do that, you can probably get a pin here and there.
Well, you try to do that to me and I'm fighting you too.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
That's right. Listen, I'm going to fold your legs up here and this is going to be awkward.
It's going to sting. This is going to hurt you.
Well, get
more
the
than it-
iodine. Get the iodine. That'll be
you'd
fine.
be fine.
Yeah.
Well, and Caden, you grew up on a farm too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, did you guys do any farm? I mean, what all did you guys do for farm operation?
Oh, good. We have farm kids.
Me and my brothers really didn't do a whole lot, but it was mostly just my dad and my grandpa. But I think my younger brother is going to get into it when he gets older. So
Did you guys have livestock?
You didn't do much?
I didn't do a whole
You're
lot.
like a lazy farm kid.
Yeah.
Was it because of the rock situation?
It must have been, yeah.
Like, okay.
Did you get to castrate any pigs?
Yeah. Do you have hogs? Did you have pigs?
My dad sold them when I was really, really little, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate because
Yeah.
that sounds like a life lesson.
Well, any other no other livestock?
No, not since I've been alive.
Grain. All right. Corn and soybeans.
Yeah, both, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Got to rotate them.
Yep.
Yeah. So what did you guys, like in Donaldson, what do you guys do on a Friday night, like after the game?
High school.
Yeah.
Um,
I know what you're doing now.
Yeah.
There's a small town. Actually, it's called Charleston, Iowa.
Yeah.
There's probably like 20, 30 people that live there. But that's actually in between the school and my house. And I live like 4 miles from the school. So we always went there and ate supper and normally watch the interviews and stuff on TV of whoever they interviewed after our football games and stuff like that. And then normally after every Friday night football game, everybody came back to my house and I had a fire and stuff like that.
So you guys were the hub.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
And is that what got your parents so involved being one of the Crazy Eights?
Well, they've been crazy for a long time. So
Yeah, they're going to listen to this.
oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Mentioned by name. They had to be at that first game that Yakels mentioned.
Yeah, it was actually up in Dickinson,
Yeah.
I think, and it was Tyler's folks.
Mm-hmm.
It was Yakels. It was Erdman's and Halverson's.
Yeah.
And I think actually there was also at the time, Gunderson's too.
Oh, yeah. They did
Gundy's were in there too. Yeah, absolutely. So is your dad like a tough guy?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, good. Because
Would he say that?
of course he would.
Yeah.
So Randy and I at the tailgate last Saturday, when it was earlier in the morning in the day, and the sun really hadn't got high enough, and it was going to be a beautiful day, but it was still probably in the 50s or 60s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Homecoming.
here's his
Nice.
old man tromping around in shorts and a t-shirt, and everybody else has got sweatshirts and pants on, and they're a little bit chilly. No, and then Mr. Hopp, he's just cruising around, just can't even feel it.
Well, he probably had a couple of those in them and start cooking stuff. So I'm sure
Stays busy.
Right. Yeah.
keep warm a little
If you
bit.
stay moving, it's a lot. You stay warm.
Yeah, for sure.
Stay warm. Yeah, for sure. Good. All right. Well, what are we? Let's talk a little bit about. This is the bye week, so a little bit about football, so that the listeners understand what's happening. We've got nothing happening as far as this Saturday. You get a little bit of break, and I think you needed a break.
Mm-hmm.
You need a break.
100%, yeah.
Big time.
Where the program is at the 6-3 now.
Yep.
And the first loss was against the number 1 Division II team, and that was kind of expected, but you learned a lot. Came back and just smoked the next team after that, like they were just, you took it out on them. Mm-hmm. And then I think Dickinson kind of surprised you guys and took the wind out of your sails a little bit. And what happened at homecoming?
I'd say that I think we just kind of fell apart. I think we kind of got a couple scores on us, and offense was kind of struggling there. And I think they scored about another time. And I think there's some people on our team that just kind of quit a little bit. I think, which I think we're definitely working on this bye week. We keeping everybody going for these last 2 weeks because I've been here for 4 years now, and we have yet to win 8 games in the season.
Right.
My best record was 7-3 my freshman year, and was it sophomore year or junior year? But I'd like to get those last 2 victories. So I think this week just staying strong, staying positive, and doing the little things, and going back to fundamentals, and just doing those little things and correcting small stuff, and just focusing on the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on it because but it's worth considering, and you learn. Sometimes you learn more from when you don't win than you do when you guys were winning. You were rolling along. I don't think you came into it with the attitude that you're gonna crush it. I think you're right. I think you had people firing at different times, and what was a key to your success in the the six games that you did win is like it seemed like you were all firing when you were supposed to be, and you could just tell. And then at homecoming, it was almost a completely different team. So it was just we had DQ said he had something special, and when we did our podcast, he had something special for Valley City.
Yeah,
and he said I got something for Valley, and by God, he did. I mean, he was in on just about everything. Which
there.
is just amazing. So they were not able to stop him very well at all, and so he was there. Everybody was, guys were doing their part, and I know that Jordan Cooper was struggling a little bit and getting healthy and all of that stuff, but it just seemed like a slightly different vibe from the team, and hopefully we can overcome that and work through it and go on and win these last 2 games
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the kids are a little banged up too. You guys, 9 straight games. I mean, come on.
10 almost if you count the scrimmage that Saturday before the first one too. So we played 10 straight weeks of going. So
there was a little and that was not a easy scrimmage either. I mean, they were pretty, they were bruisers too. That was Iowa Central that came up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. They were, that was definitely, I talked to Coach on Monday, stopped in and visited with him a little bit, and just about a variety of things. And, he mentioned it's when you get a bye a week this late in the season, it's tough. It'd be nice if it had been maybe the week before homecoming or between Dickinson and
for sure
and homecoming or whatnot. I think it would have been different results, but it is what it is, and now we move on. But hopefully everybody gets healthy, gets strong.
Sure.
We sort things out and go crush it.
Yeah, I had I had a conversation with Coach Paramore. And, he's still super impressed with just the season because he goes, if you look at these kids on paper against who you're going up against, he's like, on paper alone, he's like, we might not match up very well. He said, but it's just the talent. It's that determination. It's not just pure heart, but it's like there's kids out there working harder than those other teams. And he goes, and that's what's making us successful, as he said. It's that work ethic.
Yeah.
And these kids, he said that he goes, we're we were blowing teams away earlier in the season that we probably had no business doing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like it's all that hard. It's the, we're a senior heavy team, which is a really good thing. They have a ton of experience coming in. So, put it on a shelf and learn from it and move on. Because here in another probably what do we got 8 or 9 days until Iowa Wesleyan comes to town, and I've been making fun of them since day one of this podcast, and I've never actually had crow, but I don't want to eat any.
No, right?
Yeah, but I have all the confidence in the world in these guys.
See, the Lutherans are going to give it to the Methodists. I think that's how that's going to how it's supposed to be served. Kadin, when you come into a program like Waldorf that is a winning program and it's on the up and probably not going to drop into the ratings again this year. We were at 22, I think was the highest we were rated, which is awesome. We went from 28 to 20.
It can still be done.
Yeah. So what's that? And then you experience a couple of frustrating weeks. What is that? How do you see it as a freshman looking in?
I mean, coming from a high school that wasn't very successful in football my junior and senior year, it's nice to get some wins out there. And then we're facing some adversity with injuries and stuff. Our quarterback's hurt, and we got an O lineman out. Obviously, we're not going to be able to play our best if we've got some injuries going on. So losing a couple games is just what's going to happen sometimes. But yeah, I've been kind of used to it, as bad as it sounds in high school, losing some football games. But yeah, we'll bounce back and we'll be better next couple weeks. So
yeah, well, I mean, that's exactly right. I've always wondered what it, because so do you even really remember what it's like to play high school football?
Part of me I think I feel like I do a little bit, but that was a long time ago.
Well, that's what I mean. This was just last year for you. Yep. A year ago, this time you're done for high school football forever, and what all of that means. But the speed of the game when you step foot on a college field is completely different.
Crazy, yes.
Everybody, unlike 1A, everybody's got a role that is specific. Anyway, completely different. So I just wondered if it was like that. Do you wish you could go back and play at this level just one time? What would that be
high school level?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Just from what you know now.
It's cracking skulls.
I would love it. I always said that, especially watching, our hometown, high school. And I was like, God, I wish my boys could come back just one time and just play.
I think West Hancock used to do
I think they did that
alumni game. They let them. They went full pads and the whole deal, and it was a heck of a game. And I think they said, or there was probably an attorney or an insurance agent somewhere that said, that's not good.
Yeah,
Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen blaring over the PA system.
Right.
Who knows?
That's probably right. Yeah, interesting. Good. Well,
so I'd be interested to know from your guys, I agree with you, Tyler, that Saturday of homecoming on the sideline got a little rough. There were some people that showed their best. I will say that, but there are some people that also showed their worst. And how we handle adversity. I know the coaches talk about that all the time, that, hey, adversity is going to happen. We have to handle it. And so there were highs and lows. There were things I saw that I was extremely disappointed, and there were some things that I did see that where I was extremely encouraged. But so you've moved on from that, and you guys have a few days of practice in this bye week. How's the mood in the locker room, you guys? How's that looking?
I know I'm on a completely different side of the locker room than he is. Our side is just defensive backs and linebackers on our side, and the mood's high. We're ready to play. I mean, we got a lot of seniors on our side of the locker room that are looking forward to the last 2 games of the year, and especially senior night, our last time ever playing in Forest City at Ballstar Field. So, yeah, we're all excited for that, and just can't wait for it.
Good. Kadin, what's your feel over there on the and just for and most everybody doesn't know, Kadin sits in the loudest part of the locker room. Do you not?
I do.
Yes. So what's your perspective over there?
Well, we all know what we can do when we're on our best page, or our best, like when we're doing our best. So we just got to get everybody on the same page again and like do what we were doing the first couple of weeks when we were blowing teams out by a lot of points. But yeah, I think we just got to get back to what we were doing before. Yeah.
That's good.
Good.
Well, you talk about the loudest part is that you've got.
Why is that the loudest part?
Well, because he's got right there in the end, you got Vontae Harper, and Vontae can be a little bit loud.
Okay,
Sam
yeah.
Huntley, if Sam needs to, he gets his volume goes up, and then David Warren.
David, yep.
I mean, we always talk about David Warren not speaking into the microphone, but David's got a volume control. That's he goes to 11 when he needs to, and so when and it's fun to see. It's about camaraderie and passion and everything else. And when they start arguing about something completely trivial, not related to football, I'll be in my little cove back there called the equipment room, and man, it sounds like there's a melee going on, and no, they're just having a discussion about esports or something like that.
Right.
It's always interesting, but it's extremely loud.
And the defense is just quiet.
Well, our side does get pretty loud as well, but they got way more guys on that side of the locker room.
Yeah.
We're on the smaller side of the locker room,
Right.
where we got our own. We got a couple soft little cushion seats on our side, and so our side's a little bit cooler than theirs. So.
It is nicer.
Oh, nice.
Some T-shaped couches. Yeah.
You walked me through there, but I'm still in it.
Yeah, we'll do tours after the season.
Yeah.
And because we really need to redo our locker room.
Okay.
So for you GridIron Club members
opportunity.
listening, there's going to be some opportunity for some big checks.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Get
Can't
some
wait.
of that going on. Great. What is the change in directions a little bit? How did you get to Waldorf, Tyler? Like, what brought you to? What made that decision happen? How did that whole process work for you?
Actually, I was just sitting at school, and Coach Henry actually was walking down the hallway, and I actually bumped into him because I think I was probably, who knows, skipping class or going to the bathroom or something.
Probably just going to the bathroom,
Probably, yeah. And I actually ran into him. He said, "Hey, I actually need to talk to you." And so we went down to the weight room and we were talking. And
he just knew you by your face, or did he ask who you were?
Well, I heard there was a college coach there that day, and he was wearing college stuff. So I said, "Hey, do you need to talk to me or something?" There was something like, I don't remember.
That's a good way
how
to
it went.
start every conversation. Is there something you want to say to me? And they're like,
"You talking to me?"
Yeah. And Sean Henry, he's probably like, "Yeah, you know what? I actually do need to talk to you." Yeah.
But then we talked for a while, and then we kept in communication since I got recruited. So, and then I came on a visit, and now I'm here. So,
Sean Henry, bringing him up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you have a conversation with Sean Henry, that's 45 minutes of your life you're never going to get back. and it's some of the greatest things ever come out of that man's mouth.
Yeah, he's got some funny things that he says, and you're right about that. It's not a short conversation. He's coaching now down in
he's at Doane. He's a defensive coordinator.
And of course, still friends on Facebook and everything. And I see every Saturday he posts this a motivational Facebook
Restore the Roar
manifesto.
It is a manifesto.
I'm like, well, let's see what Coach has to say that's inspiring. And like, 42 minutes later, I'm like, I feel like I got it in the first paragraph,
Yeah. We want to win, Coach.
Yeah. He's got it. Good.
I got to reach out to that fella. He's good people.
For sure. I'm going to see how he's doing. Well, how did Kadin, how did you get here? I mean, that should be fresh in your mind.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things that brought me here, but being so close to Waldorf, I mean, Lake Mills is like 20 minutes away, so
yeah.
That helps a lot. I came to a couple Waldorf games. Coaches were always at my basketball games.
Yeah.
They did a home visit with me. I just felt like the coaches here cared for me more than any other college that I talked to. I just like the whole feel of the small college vibe, I guess. I liked it all. I don't know.
Well, you've been here so you weren't just walking down the hallway and cutting class, like here,
no.
and then just like Sean Henry's just like walking in the hallway. Because I'll tell you something, I don't know how it is the school, Tyler, that you went to, but is it a newer school or is it an old school?
Well, actually, they just did. I think it was close to a $12 million renovation.
Yeah,
they're like last 2 years ago now, so it's completely different than what it was when I was there.
So,
but
Lake Mills has got many hallways.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like 7 stories.
Yeah, it's lots of
5 or 6 gyms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of, they just keep adding on and putting it together. And so, like, if you were walking the hallways and you ran into a college coach, the college coach was probably just lost.
Asking for directions.
Like, listen, I've been here since last week. I do not know how to get out of here. And then you're like, well, you probably need to talk to me anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So good.
Yep.
Fantastic. So but when the thing about Lake Mills, do you ever take any buds up there to tell you what?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you what's a great restaurant.
Oh yeah,
we all love it. Yeah.
Yeah, Lake Mills won out on that deal.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, we had the opportunity, I think, in Forest City, and we said, no, we're good. What the hell were we thinking? That was good. So there you go. You got it up there in Lake Mills, and it sounds like the place, Tyler, that you were talking about. What's that called? Charleston?
it's called Charleston Board of Trade.
Are you serious?
Charleston
Board of Trade, and it's a little restaurant.
Yeah,
in a town
that's the
that's
actual
very
town.
small.
Yeah, the town of Charleston. It's called the Charleston Board of Trade. It used to be the railroad used to run straight through it like a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, and then they made this building into a restaurant, and it's been there ever since I've been alive.
So what kind of food is there?
Well, they got their chicken nights that are Wednesday chicken nights. They're super, super popular. I mean, the place is packed. You can't hardly move.
Is it all you can eat?
Is it like Mitchell's up in Leland?
So, I mean, sort of, but this is like all you can eat and buffet and everything.
Oh, wow. A buffet.
Yeah.
How long a drive is that?
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5 hours.
4 hours from
Yeah,
here.
for
4
sure.
hours,
Yeah. Oh,
I was going to think, what are you doing Wednesday, Troy?
Maybe going to Fort Madison.
Charleston.
Yeah, but isn't it by Fort Madison?
Yeah.
It's close.
It's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be staying in Charleston.
No.
True.
They got a hotel in Charleston, do
Nope.
they?
Definitely don't.
It depends on who you meet at the Board of
Do
Trade.
they take points from Marriott because that's what I'm looking for. Very good. All right. This podcast is sponsored by Marriott and Marlboro.
And
Subi
Subi honey. Yeah. Exactly. Throw that all together. When you check in, you're going to get complimentary Lucky Strikes, Marlboros, and Subi honey.
Delicious.
But sorry, there's no smoking in there.
That's right. Yeah, not in the hotel.
No, absolutely not. Burn the place to the ground.
All right. We live in an imaginary place where we just keep on rolling until something funny comes out of our mouth. And our listeners have been listening for a long time, and they're like, not happening yet.
Yeah, I feel bad for most people that have to listen to this. Yeah, they like want to listen to the players, and we're over here got some shtick about cigarettes and
The good old days. When
Organic.
players could roll up a pack of cigarettes in their shoulder pads and take a break in between plays.
the iconic picture of Glenn Dawson, halftime of Super Bowl I, sitting in the locker room, having a cigarette and like was it a Mr. Pibb or something like, I can't remember the pop bottle, but that's what he had at halftime.
Tom Brady does the same thing. Everybody says, what he puts into his body, he focuses on, but that's what he's putting into his body.
And Giselle didn't like it.
Yeah, that's right. That's what happened. All right.
So let's keep talking about football a little bit, but obviously we're all Warriors fans. But who did you guys follow college wise when or who have you been following most of your life?
I'm a big time born and raised a Hawkeye fan. Everybody in my family are big time Hawkeye fans. So I've been a Hawkeye fan my whole life.
And so you want to talk about the season?
Got a protein?
Oh, not good. I actually have been watching. Actually, have not been watching the Hawkeyes lately. I turned it off after the first quarter. So
Don't blame you.
Yeah.
Tough to watch.
You're nodding over here, so you're clearly a Hawkeye fan too. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But what about you guys got a protein that you like?
I'm a Vikings fan.
There you go. See, that's pretty normal when you're from this part of the country.
Still a nice kid.
I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
You got one?
no, I don't.
Okay.
My mom's a big time Chiefs fan.
Oh,
but,
really?
I don't have one. I'm just
Did she
Strictly
just
college.
did she pick Chiefs out of a hat, or did she?
Ever since I've been alive, she's been Chief stuff in the basement everywhere. So
All right, so you almost figure in that neck of the woods, it's going to be the Bears or
would have been the Rams back in the
Rams.
day. Yeah, but not anymore.
Cardinals if you're old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about family. We've said a little bit, Tyler, we mentioned your dad and you've mentioned your mom a little bit, but tell me what kind of family you got back there down in Southeast Iowa.
I actually got a sister too. She's in her first year at DMAC. She's just going as a student right now. But I think she's going to end up transferring to Iowa here whenever she's done at DMAC.
What's she doing at DMAC?
I think she's doing the same thing I'm doing, criminal justice. She's going
All right.
to major in criminal justice, I think, but I'm not 100% for sure.
So she's first year?
Yep.
Freshman.
Yep.
Have you introduced her to Kadin yet? If you guys could
I don't know about that.
See that look.
Caden's like, I didn't even know he had a sister. Because you're in different sides of the locker room.
That's true.
That's true.
So what's your sister's name?
Megan.
Megan. So it's just the two of you?
Yep,
Tyler's
just
like,
two of us.
So there's
getting
4
way
years
too
4
much
years between you?
Yeah, 3.
Oh, 3, okay.
3.
All right. And what's your folks' name?
Jason Candy Hopp.
That's right. Jason Candy Hop. So your mom was actually
Candy Hop. That's a great name.
It is.
Candy Hop. It's like a dance. I love the name. Candy.
It is a great name.
I said on another podcast episode that our youngest boy, we always told him if he was born a girl, we'd name him Taffy.
Taffy.
Yeah. So all the sweets sound good.
So we have a Pastor Hop in this town. Any relation?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I know there's a lot of hops in Illinois too, just right across the river too. But
Yeah,
no relation.
I think he grew up over by Sioux City.
Really?
Yeah, that's where he's from. I don't know where his, who knows. It's and the thing is, the last name Buffington is very common down in your neck of the woods as well.
Yeah, there's a Buffington from Christian DeRose School. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, he mentioned that. There was Rod Hop is from the west side of the state.
he is. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was. Why are there so many hops? Where's that come
No
from?
clue.
What's the hop heritage?
are you German?
I couldn't even tell you.
Oh man, you don't know your lineage. Where the old country is, huh?
What if it's short for Hopperstead?
Ooh, wow. That
And it'd be Norwegian, because anything with a stead means place. As you well know, studying Norwegian, you probably did study. Don't they have that as a requirement in Lake Mills? Every other school is learning Spanish, and Lake Mills is like, nej. Vi trenger norska.
Good Lord. So tell me about your family, Kadin. What you got going on up there in the Lake Mills?
Well, I got 3 brothers, 2 older and 1 younger. My younger brother's in 8th grade now, and my oldest brother is married and lives in Minneapolis. And my other older brother, who's 2 years older than me, he is doing landscaping right now with my neighbor for Cook Landscaping.
Nice. And what are your folks' name?
Paul and Rhonda.
Paul and Rhonda. Yeah, we talked about Rhonda before.
Yeah.
Shout out to
I
Rhonda.
used to work together.
Yeah, she was a public safety dispatcher for a few years, and always did a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
Always. In those very few minutes of downtime that you get, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
This year, now that I'm a senior, I got my own apartment with a couple buddies, Morgan Dostal and Luke Johnson.
Oh,
So,
Morgan Touchdown Dostal.
Yep. Morgan Touchdown Dostal.
Dostal.
Trust me, we heard about that we're still hearing about that.
Yeah.
Remember that time I got 2 touchdowns?
Yeah. You ever done that? I'm pretty good.
And I'll tell you what,
Mm-hmm.
Morgan Dostal
Mm-hmm.
has one of the better mullets that I've seen in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Is he proud of that?
Yeah, he's always brushing it and doing whatever the heck he's doing to it.
So have you guys seen the new
Mane and
thing,
tail.
Skullets? Oh, look it up sometime and look at the images. You shave your head.
Mhm,
but
I
then
can do
you just,
that.
You just
keep
have
it
the
back.
party in the back.
Oh,
I
wow.
could probably do that. I could probably rock that.
Oh, and I think you should.
That was
Yeah, that's
horrible.
a challenge.
Yeah, put your hat on. People are like, guys got long hair. Take your hat off. You're like, What's going on there?
So do you guys have like a name for this this house of ill repute, or what's
no name for it, but
Should it have a name?
yeah, probably.
what do you do for fun over there?
Yeah, what do you do?
Freshman.
I do a lot of golfing in the summertime.
You go to Bear Creek for that then?
No, Rice Lake.
Oh, you're a Rice Lake guy?
Yep,
Why would that be?
close to home.
There's
I don't know.
also a
Really
little
nice.
bit of a rivalry between Rice Lake and Bear Creek.
Mhm.
In fact, every year they have a little Ryder Cup over
They
there.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have you ever played in that or
I
been
haven't,
around
no.
for that?
Mm-mm.
I announced that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just golf,
Yeah.
video games.
I used to a little bit, but not anymore. I fish every once in a while. Fishing's pretty fun.
Fishing.
That's pretty much it.
We
Just
go
hang out with
fishing at-
friends.
You go fishing at Rice Lake?
Sometimes, but there's not a whole lot there. Mostly like Crystal or Silver Lake.
Oh, yeah.
Those
Okay.
are all right.
Yeah, don't give away the Silver Lake thing. A lot of people
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I know, it's a-
Oh, yeah.
Silver Lake's good.
This is like international.
Yeah.
There's like one guy in Russia listening, like, let's go check out this Silver Lake. Well, you got like 1 month to check it out, right? Between like April and maybe you got it to the beginning of June, and then after
Yeah.
that you can't see it because there's lots of weeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Tyler, do a lot of stuff outdoors.
Oh yeah, actually, I've been hunting ever since October 1st. I'm not going to tell you where, but
No, of course not. You're a hunter.
Yeah.
but yeah, actually, I just got done hunting before this, so I had to run back and change clothes and
What'd you hunt for? What'd you get?
white-tailed deer.
Okay. Did you get something? Not today, obviously. It
No,
was be here.
not the
Yeah.
one I seen some, but not the ones I wanted.
Okay.
Not the one I wanted.
He's not going
Alright.
to tell us because he's in East Woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's like, listen, there's some great deer walking through this city.
Yeah, there is. You can get him with your car on Highway 69 if you're.
You so this is bow season, isn't it? Like,
Yep, it's bow season right now.
Yeah.
Is that your preferred method of taking animals?
I honestly just started bow hunting there last year, and I've been gun hunting ever since I was little. But I just recently started bow hunting, and it's way more fun than gun hunting. It's way more of a challenge, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So are they bigger down in your neck of the woods or up here? Because some people, I mean, there's always the argument about that.
records are
Southeast, but southeast, basically from south central over to southeast Iowa, I think has some pretty.
They got the
large
records
deer.
down there, I think, for the
Yeah.
state right now.
Yeah, honestly, like in the past 4 years up here, I feel like I see way more deer out and about, but I feel like down south I've seen way, like as of buck wise, I've seen way bigger racks on deer down south, which I've seen big deer up here too, and I got big deer on camera, but I think just down south I just a tad bit bigger.
So you just make some connections around here to get some ground to hunt. Is that how it works?
That and some public ground.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Jimmy Bates, he hunts.
Yep.
Are you competitors?
Me and him shoot bows together.
Yeah. Oh, you're together with him. Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't hunt with him.
No,
but
okay.
Whenever we're practicing and stuff,
Oh, sure.
we'll get together and
Yeah, he called me
Shoot
the
together.
other day. I was looking for some places
I
around here.
bet he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you need?
Well, he was with Courtney too, by the way.
So Jimmy was actually he was on Coach's show, so he had to go up to Paddlers and sit there, and he and I were giggling. He came in and sat down because I was sending him a text like, dude, this thing starts in like 120 seconds. Where are you at? And he thought it started at 8. So he was literally driving by to go home and take a shower and brush his hair. And so he pulled over, came in, and we were sitting there. And Gavin Johnson, he was like, Gavin, tell me about your family. Z was interviewing him.
Right.
And I leaned over to Jimmy and said, oh my God, you have to tell him that. Well, I've been married for 5 years now. My wife and I have got 4 kids, stuff like that. And so Zarin didn't know anything about this. And he goes, well, tell me a little bit about your family. And Jimmy just looks over at me and we both start laughing. He's like, well, I got a beautiful wife and we got 2 kids. And Zarin just goes, excellent, cool, outstanding. Whatever he said. And Jimmy's like, I'm just messing.
Yeah.
And he called him Xander, which I loved.
That Jimmy called Zarin Xander. Yeah.
That's what we're going to start calling
Jimmy
him now.
does that to you. He
lies.
he messes with you pretty good. And like when we had him on the podcast, we were all kind of going at each other a little bit, and then after a while, but he kept bringing it back up, and I was kind of hook, line, and sinker. He got me a few times.
Yeah. You got bullheaded.
Pretty good.
You like telling stories like that? You like pulling people's legs, Cade?
No.
No. You straight shooter all the time?
Pretty much.
Oh. What about you, Tyler? You seem like the kind of guy that could maybe.
Depends.
So what kind of shenanigans go on
Yeah.
in that in the beehive there?
Well,
Could be the beehive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean stuff that's not going to land you in Fort Madison.
I don't know. We just it seems like there's probably. I mean, I got a big group of friends. I mean, Auble's been down there too. There's probably 10, 12 people down there at night just watching TV, hanging out, having a good time, and that's nice. But sometimes it kind of gets.
Yeah. You guys can go home too.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Kadin, where they got you living on? You on campus?
J&L, yep.
And where are you at in J&L?
Second floor, so I'm right as you walk in. It's kind of nice. You don't have to go up any
Second
stairs.
Johnson or Second London?
I can't remember which side's the boys' side. but-
Johnson.
Johnson? Yeah. Johnson.
Okay. My freshman year, I was Second Johnson as well.
Makes sense when you think about it. That would be the best.
Yeah.
So who do they got you living with?
Kyle Peterson, he's a soccer player
Okay.
for Waldorf. But
Oh yeah.
Oh, kind of a
Oh,
football
soccer guy.
player.
Huh?
So you guys, you talk about which sport's better?
Yeah.
yeah, kind
Does
of.
he call it football too? That'd be funny if he did. Like, I'm also a football player.
Yeah.
But you're not.
No, yeah,
No,
I
that's
wouldn't let him say that.
No.
No.
No, I've known him for a while before he came here.
So where is he from?
Yeah.
He's from
where's-
Ankeny, Iowa.
Oh, okay. How'd you get to know him?
Yeah.
He's got family that live in Lake Mills, a bunch of Helgesons. So,
Okay.
yeah.
He's related to Helgesons?
related to the
I
Helgesons.
mean, so many people are related to the Helgesons.
Yep.
Yeah, the Hops, the Helgesons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Big deal, I guess.
yeah, one and the same. All right, so Tyler, you said you're a Hawkeye fan. Who's the greatest Hawkeye in history?
I'm a big Judgy Jewel fan.
Oh yeah, the Outlaw.
Yeah.
You
Well,
bet.
there's a guy that's got some hunting ground and fishing ground, but northeast Iowa. Have you ever been
Sure.
up there? Another Bear Creek is up in northeast Iowa in Winneshiek County, and that's great trout fishing.
Yeah.
I go up there quite a bit. He's got their family's got just some place on that.
Do you trout fish?
I do.
You have to teach me.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
That we can do sometime.
You bet. All right, Kadin, who's your favorite Hawkeye of all time?
Favorite Hawkeye of all time? I don't really have one, I guess. Can't pick one.
Larry Station is the answer.
That's the answer.
Yeah, Larry Station. He was one of my all-time favorite Hawkeyes. The guy was a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he played inside linebacker, number 36 for the Hawkeyes. Probably back in before you guys were even a sparkle in your parents' eyes. Yeah, it was like mid 80s, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Hayden Fry really started bringing those kids up.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tim Dwight. We had his Hawkeye. One of the sports memorabilia things we had here. Now my son has it in Kansas City, but he's a huge Tim Dwight fan. We had his little track singlet from the Hawkeyes and his shoes, and I do remember watching them play, and I do appreciate the two-sport Division I athlete, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, actually, the chief of police in Garner, Iowa, as a freshman, ran with Tim Dwight at Iowa.
Is that right?
Ran 4x1. He also played football for the Hawkeyes.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't some of the greatest years, but he did it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so yeah. So, Tyler? What are you majoring in here at Waldorf?
I'm getting my bachelor's in criminal justice.
Yeah. And
What
so-
are you going to do with that? Because that time's coming.
Yeah. Here in January or February, I got to sign up for the academy, State Patrol Academy. I'm going to be
Oh.
a state trooper.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Do you know
Good.
anybody that might be like a captain with the state patrol?
Yeah, I talk to Dave all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you
Well,
do.
good for you.
Yeah, Halverson, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's kind of high up.
Yeah.
He's a big deal.
He's a big deal.
Yeah.
Is it a big deal?
Is that something you've
Gary
always
Ludwig?
wanted to do? Go be a cop?
Kinda. I knew I always wanted to do something to help people in some way, shape, or form. So when I was a senior in high school, I was just kind of going through all my options, and I was like, well, being some sort of doctor or something, I'm not smart enough for that. So I guess I'm gonna have to go the police officer route. So my senior year, I decided I might as well go into criminal justice. So that's
Good for you.
decided.
Caden, what are you looking at right now?
Majoring in health promotion and exercise science.
Okay. So what would you like to do with that?
I'm thinking physical therapy right now.
Okay.
But I'm
So
not-
there's going to be something after Waldorf for you then, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of years, couple 3,
Yeah.
something like that. Where's a really good physical therapy school?
I think Iowa has a pretty good one,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into
Yeah, but does it have to be a good one? I mean, like, why wouldn't you just go to why not be the best at a mediocre school? That's what I'm saying. Like go find out. Like, you don't have to go to the best physical therapy school because there's probably more than one. You'd be like, somebody's got to be last, and be like, I'll just do in the middle.
There might be some cheap alternatives.
And they'd be like, what do you got here? Yeah. I was like, well, I went to, Dr. Lee's massage / physical therapy school in the back of the beauty parlor, and I feel like I can solve most.
Well, you know what they call the guy that graduated last in his medical school?
Yeah, doctor.
Doctor.
That's right.
So
either way.
it don't matter.
That's right.
It don't matter at all.
You can go to chiropractor school.
Mm-hmm.
They call them doctors too.
Really?
Yeah, I know. That's what I think.
Really? Yeah, sometimes. Now, all right. Favorite movie? Kadin.
Coach Carter.
All right. Tyler?
I'm a big war movie type guy, so I like American Sniper and
Yes.
12 Strong, and I just watched it yesterday.
Really made a big impact on you.
I can't remember.
Friday Night Lights. Did you like the TV series?
See, I watched the first and second episode, and I never finished it.
Oh man,
I need to.
Yeah, that was a great series.
Yeah, I never watched.
I watched that from stem to stern, and that's back before binge watching was really a thing. But yeah, that killed a few nights and weekends.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. So, what's your favorite old movie, Kadin?
Yeah, what do you think an old movie is?
Old movie. I liked all the Spider-Man movies when I was little. I was a huge superhero kid when I was little. Yeah, probably Spider-Man. I would say.
Absolutely. So we want to thank Tyler and Kadin, Mr. Hopp and Abele, for taking some time out of their very, very busy schedule to come visit with a couple weird old dudes that like talking about Waldorf football. And this whole thing is about getting to know you guys a little bit better, not just us, but everybody that listens. So something we're going to continue to do, and something that we enjoy doing. So I want to thank you guys for being here. Do you have any parting thoughts, any bits of wisdom, something that we should have asked you?
No, I just thanks for having us. It was fun, that's for sure. And next 2 weeks, if you can't listen to it or go to it or somehow watch it, go Warriors. So
Perfect.
Couldn't have said it better
Yeah,
myself.
I'm gonna wrap it up for me and Kathleen Turner over here.
Speaking of mob bros. Oh gosh, that's a great analogy. Thank you. I'm gonna remember that all night. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for listening to the Waldorf GridIron Podcast. For Troy Thompson, this is Andy Buffington. Thanks for listening so much, and forever and always, go Warriors. You can join the Waldorf GridIron Club today by sending a check to the Waldorf GridIron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa, 50436.
Or message us by visiting and like our Facebook page, Waldorf GridIron Club. Or email us at waldorfgridironclub@gmail.com.
Or it's as easy as clicking on the Support the Show link on your phone. Become a patron of the Gridiron Club by choosing to support the program monthly. $100 is the black membership at $9 a month.
The $250 level is purple at $25 a month.
$500 is the Warrior membership at $45 a month.
The all-conference level is $750 or $65 a month.
$1,000 is the All-American membership at $85 a month.
The champion level is $125 a month, and that's $1,500 a year.
$2,500 is the Hall of Fame membership.
The Waldorf GridIron Club Podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farmstead Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. The music is by Christian Leo. The Waldorf GridIron Club is a nonprofit 501c3 organization dedicated to football student-athletes of Waldorf University. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.
Troy, just so you know, I got a message from a gentleman by the name of Brian Jansen who went to Waldorf with me, played football for Waldorf when I was there.
Yeah.
And he said, thank you so much for doing the podcast with Coach Bolstorff. I did make it through the 3-minute intro. It was so good to hear his voice and listen to the wisdom. It's timeless. It felt like it was back in the locker room when I was 18 again. So, yeah, I mean, from one of his players.
Really?
Yeah, one of his former players just loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really was good.
Yeah, the the intro was different on that podcast.
It really was.
We were. It was on a two-way call. The coach for whom the football field is named he turns 89 in a couple of weeks, and he's up in northern Minnesota chopping wood and living like Paul Bunyan.
Yep.
Anyway,
Way up north.
Yeah,
Where the Twin Rivers meet.
that's right.
You ever heard that one?
No,
Oh, I'll do that sometime.
the Great White North from the Bob and Doug McKenzie. That was a song.
No, it's the ballad of Yukon Pete and Big Ass Lil.
Oh,
It's quite salty.
oh, that sounds different.
It starts with way up north where the Twin Rivers meet lived a one bald half breed named Yukon Pete.
Okay, I'm gonna find that one.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, Dr. Dirty is the guy that.
Oh, Dr. Dirty. Okay.
Yeah, well, it sounds good.
Can I get that on Amazon?
Doubtful. You
Oh.
might have to go deep.
Search for it.
Black web.
Many's the night I've been known to repeat the ballad of Big Ass Lil and Yukon Pete. But way up north, where Twin Rivers meet, lived a one bald half breed named Yukon Pete.